Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome back. It's the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast. If you're with us on a Thursday, we delve down into the Netflix stream. We talk about a movie each week, hoping to find a hidden gem.
But it's not Thursday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
We're going to get you up to speed with all the big stories of the week.
Yep.
And whatever diversions we go on along the way, I guess.
Everything you want to know about Netflix is going to be right here, right now.
Sure.
Strap in.
Other movies.
Oh, yeah, and other stuff as well, but
type streaming
predominantly
things.
Netflix.
Adam, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Nick. How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, bit wet. Bit wet.
Cool, why?
It's a bit rainy.
It is a bit rainy. It's not been the best of Marches so
but,
far.
No, apart from that, I'm all right.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Does it get affected by the snow at any point?
I had a walk in it.
Nice.
My kids didn't have to go to school on Friday, so they were very happy.
I had the day of work on Friday. I think that's my first ever snow day. It was the first time I've ever not gone in on
It was
Friday.
horrendous.
It was.
In the morning.
Awful.
And it was all gone by lunchtime.
Yeah.
But,
by about 11 o'clock it had all gone. Felt quite guilty for not going in. I couldn't have got in. There was no way.
Oh, it was chaos. Like at the top of our
roads
road,
were
there was cars being pushed up hills, and
I'm sure there's people in countries around the world who have like feet of snow and carry on. But
exactly.
We get a couple of inches here and it's done.
chaos.
The world just falls apart.
Did you build a snowman?
I didn't build a snowman. Did you?
No, my children did at their friend's house.
Cool.
They weren't at my house. But
That's good because you don't want it at your house. 'Cause when the snow will melt, you've still got this like mound of snow that isn't a snowman anymore.
Yeah.
It's just there now and it's just dirty and horrible.
Sadly,
the carcass of a
melting.
dead snowman is not a good thing to have in your house,
Yeah.
in your garden.
And then, like, a month later, when you come to cut the lawn, you're like, what is it? What the fuck's a carrot then in my garden? Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, just a random carrot on the ground. Yeah, it's all that remains of Simon.
Simon the Snowman. Oh, that's nice. Are we going to start talking about the Oscars?
We should do, shouldn't we?
We didn't really give it much publicity going in.
No, well, like I said, I think we'd covered... because we talked about the BAFTAs, the Golden Globes, and I didn't really want to do another, here are the Oscar nominees, because they're very similar to those awards.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
But now the Oscars have happened.
Yes.
Let's talk about the winners.
Yeah.
And let's mention what we did in our Discord, which you could have been a part of if you were in our Discord.
You could, but you can't now.
Sucks
You
to be
missed
you.
out. Sucks to be you.
What should we do first? Should we run through some of the
Yeah, I think so. I think it was
main winners?
It was a good night for good people.
Sure.
That's how I would headline this year's Oscars. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So we'll start with actor, best actor.
Best actor.
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
The comeback king.
The comeback king. Who'd have thought in the 90s Brendan Fraser would be the best actor?
George of the Jungle.
The best actor is George of the Jungle. Is that guy from The Mummy. The guy from California Man, which I didn't realise was called Encino Man. I had no idea what people were talking about.
Oh, really?
I remember, I've seen California Man loads of times,
me too.
but I hadn't made the connection between the two. Yeah, it's called California Man in the UK, for those of you listening in other residences. But yeah, he's the best actor. And do you know what? Do you know what people are not talking about enough? All they're talking about is Brendan Fraser's won this award and it's great for his comeback. What they're not talking about is he won that award because that performance is fantastic.
Do you know what I think?
And that's what he won the award for.
Yeah, and for me, I think this is the least close run of especially of the acting categories.
Yeah, he was nailed on. He was always going to win it.
I think he's head and shoulders above the other nominees.
But you can say the Academy have given him award for whatever reason, because of his comeback, because of the way they treated him in the past. He won that award because that's the best performance. Yeah. And he thoroughly deserves it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next.
Yeah, it will. I checked his IMDb. He's down to play William Tell in a William Tell biopic.
Okay.
So, biopic? Is that the right word for maybe? Anyway, that's his next role on the book.
Fine.
Apparently.
I don't really know much about William Tell.
I don't either.
Apart from the whole Apple thing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we can't make a whole movie out of that. But...
No.
Yeah, good. Great.
Yeah, it was always going to win it. It was nailed
on. Supporting actor.
Yes.
I think...
Again, this was pretty nailed on as well, I think.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, Ke Huy Quan won brilliant speech.
Beautiful speech.
He'd picked up a lot of awards pre-Oscars, but I think for me, I was always like, oh, will they? Because we know how racist, I'll just say it, the Oscars have been in the past. whether they would go for him here, but they did.
They did,
and that's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
We were a bit worried, weren't we, that Judd Hirsch might get the sort of old man reward.
Having
Oscar.
seen The Fabelmans, I would have been devastated if Judd Hirsch should have won that.
Yeah.
I love Judd Hirsch. He's in that film for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no way he deserved an Oscar nominations for
it. He was my favourite bit of he was my favourite thing in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ke Kwan.
Yeah,
agreed. He's brilliant. It's just such a great story. It's a proper Hollywood. You could make a film about it. The Ke Kwan story.
You probably could.
The life story of this child actor going away and not being able to get any work for 20 years, and then being pressured to go back to work by his wife.
I heard an interview with him before, and he said, for years he was just getting to even for tiny, small one-liner roles, and there'd be 20 Asian actors. If the casting said Asian American male, he'd said the same 25 people go to every role, every audition, and it's just,
it's crazy. It's a crazy story. It's a beautiful story.
Best actress. Michelle Yeoh. Also, everything, everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once.
This is the one I thought could have gone pretty much any other way. To be honest, I'm really glad she won it. I think she's fantastic in that role.
Yeah.
I think that film's got something special about it that everybody seems to have picked up on. But that was the one that I thought, is the Academy going to be racist? Maybe is the Academy going to be against this old? I'm not calling her an old lady. That's what she calls herself these days. Against this old lady, and the critics were all picking Cate Blanchett,
and that caused me to hedge my bets in our prediction game, because I was hopeful one of Ke Kwan or Michelle Yeoh would get it.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure they would. I was trying to get in the mind of an Oscar voter, and I thought, I'm not sure they'll. How I really wanted them both to get it, but I thought, no, I'm not sure they'll do it.
But they did. But they did. They did do it, and quite rightly, Michelle Yeoh again is fantastic in that role.
And supporting actress also from Everything Everywhere All at Once was Jamie Lee Curtis.
I think this was the one that surprised me the most. As much as Jamie Lee Curtis is my favourite actress, I love the bones of this lady. This was such an open category.
Yeah,
anybody could have won this one, and it was wonderful that she did win it. But if she became favourite at about 1:00 in the afternoon here on Sunday.
Sure.
And then after that, there was no going back. The odds just kept shortening on it. So it came out somewhere.
Someone had seen the envelope.
Yeah.
I'm not a betting man. If I was a betting man, my money would have been going on Angela Bassett.
Yeah, same, I think. Same. I'm not a betting man. I did have a bet.
Okay.
I had an accumulator bet on all 4 actors/actresses in those categories.
Okay.
And won.
Oh,
I got all 4 correct, which isn't the same actress that I picked in our prediction game in that role. So I did lose pretty much the same amount of money on the director bet. So I came away pretty even. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, her speech was wonderful as well. When she finished it by saying her mum and dad both got nominated for Oscars, and now she's got one.
Yeah,
I choked up. I'm not going to lie.
Nice. Best director.
This one surprised me as well.
Yeah, I went to the Daniels.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Daniels to win this. I thought this was Spielberg. I thought Spielberg was nailed on for this one. I was surprised when I heard that. I wasn't expecting the Everything Everywhere All at Once clean sweep.
No.
That did happen.
No, I don't think many people were.
Yeah, I thought Spielberg was nailed on for this one. I was quite surprised that it didn't happen.
Did you hear the quote from, I think it was Daniel Kwan after or at one of the parties or on the red carpet? He said, "I can't wait never to have to talk about this film again." I didn't realise that they'd shot all but one day of Everything Everywhere All at Once when COVID came along.
COVID struck, to shut them down. They'd got 1 day left to film, and they filmed it 9 months later or something. I remember that was in an interview I heard with Michelle Yeoh and Ke Kwan a few months ago. It was on one of the podcasts. I can't remember which one they were on. But yeah, they said that they'd got 1 day left to filming, and it shut them down.
Can you imagine? That's. I know it takes a couple of years to, just process to make a film, but the Daniels been looking at that for probably 4 years.
Yeah, at least I would say probably more.
Time to move on. I can understand this. Thoughts.
Agreed. Yeah,
this is a lovely cherry on the top.
I can't wait to see what comes next. I genuinely can't wait to see what comes next from them. I don't think this is going to be the last they ever talk about it, though. I think they might be talking about this for the rest of their careers. They're certainly never going to have anything as successful as this one was. Best Picture.
Best Picture.
As soon as you saw the clean sweep, the Best Picture, it had to go here.
Yeah.
It had to go to Everything Everywhere at Once. You can't have 3 people in a film and the directors being the best, and then the film isn't the winner. It just can't happen. But again, worthy winner. I was convinced it was going to win all the way through, and it did.
Yeah. I think most people in our predictions game
Yeah,
had it there as well, didn't they?
Yeah, I think most people did.
Yeah.
There was a bit of competition from All Quiet on the Western Front for Netflix, but that was never going to happen, was it? It just wasn't.
That did better in the European award scene, didn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair.
Interestingly, the same movie studio made The Whale has made Everything Everywhere at Once.
Okay.
A24 they're called.
Right.
So they got a full clean sweep that night. They got all 6 of the Oscars. And I saw their next film on Monday, so I will talk about that in the bit later on, where we talk about films.
What a tease.
Yeah, so it was a good night. I thought it was a good night at the Oscars. I thought it was one of the best ceremonies we've seen. I thought Jimmy Kimmel hosted it very well.
He's a safe pair of hands.
He is, and that's what it needed this year.
Yeah.
It just needed to be with somebody safe. And just let him keep it. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
I've no issue with
Brady
it.
Crystal's too old to come back.
Yeah, of course he is. And Chris Rock's certainly not going to. So, yeah, let Jimmy Kimmel do it for a few years. Let's just keep good people winning good awards, I think, for good films. That's what we want from the Oscars.
So what did we do in our Discord? We had a little predictions game.
We did. We had a little predictions contest where we picked those 6 categories we've just talked about. Give us who you think's going to win. And if you win, you can have a wild card.
Yeah, that was the prize.
That was the prize.
Throwing out an extra wild card pick this season.
And it was a draw. 3 people got 4 correct, including myself. I'm not going to lie. But 2 of us already have a wild card, so we gave it to the one guy who hasn't.
Yeah.
And so there will be another wild card pick played at some point this season.
Yeah.
By Smileyton in our Discord. Congratulations to him.
Yeah. Good win.
Good win.
Can't wait to see what you
Very
pick.
impressive, considering he hadn't seen any of the films
Really?
related.
Okay.
A very impressive guesswork there from Smileyton.
Yeah.
Well done. So he's been winding me up a week trying to pick a film that he doesn't think I will like. So that'll be fun.
I can give him lots of advice there.
Yeah, you've done a very good job of that recently. Yeah, cool. Good Oscar talk. I think it was a good ceremony. I want to keep it rolling. The good films and good people win Oscars.
Nice.
Not somebody like Will Smith. We've got some Netflix news.
Sure, we
What
sure
have
have. We talked a couple of weeks ago about Guillermo del Toro returning to Netflix to do another stop-motion animated movie.
His last one did all right.
We've said del Toro, he's one of these guys, he's just, how does he find the time? He's always busy. Just,
Absolutely.
You know, he's got his fingers in so many movie pies. Well, guess what? He's doing another film for Netflix. This one is live action. So alongside the stop-motion movie we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
We should probably mention that Pinocchio also won Best Animated
It did,
Film
yeah.
at the Oscars.
So Oscar winner.
Oscar winning film there. No wonder he's going back to it.
Del Toro is going to write and direct a Netflix movie, a live-action Frankenstein movie.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's interesting.
Because, you know, there's been a few Frankenstein adaptations over the past...
1 or 2.
No, but I mean, in more
no.
recent years, and they've all been terrible. And also, this movie is already being circled by a few interesting actors. Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
Oscar Isaac.
Okay.
And Mia Goth are all in early talks to star.
Interesting, because in the aforementioned film that I said earlier that I was going to talk about, Mia Goth is in that. So coincidences are running wild tonight.
Yeah, this is according to Variety.
Excellent.
3 Academy Awards that guy's got now, Del Toro.
Has he really? Wow.
Yeah, he's got the hat trick. He got 2 for Shape of the Water back in 2017.
What a great film that. Have you seen Shape of Water?
Yes.
Wonderful film.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that movie.
So, yeah, Frankenstein, a new Frankenstein adaptation. I mean, it's going to be weird as shit if it's coming from Del Toro.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We're not going for the family feel, I'm sure.
No,
so.
Good. That's not what you want, is it? Interesting that Netflix declined to comment.
Well, it's probably because no one signed on the dotted line
nobody
quite
signed
yet.
a deal yet. But yeah, Del Toro Frankenstein movie, I'm up for it. Put it in.
Feels like a good fit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Next.
Don't say we don't update you from week on week on all the breaking stories.
This is really interesting, isn't it?
Because it has been announced this week that Netflix has shut down Nancy Meyer's $130 million plus rom-com.
We only talked about this last week on the Wave. Literally, this is like fresh.
When this movie was announced.
Yeah.
I
like to think that somebody
it's
at Netflix,
on the shelf.
Somebody at Netflix listened to last week's Wave and gone, we're making a $130 million rom-com with Michael Fassbender in. No, thank you. Shut that down.
Exactly.
That's what's happened there.
I reckon Reed Hastings was just listening in and went.
Of course he was.
I think I need to speak to the comedy department.
Hold on. I'm just going to open a new tab on my laptop. Yeah. I can't say I'm 100% surprised that that's gone, but I'm surprised it's gone so quickly.
Well, we talked a bit about like where the hell's that? That's got to be on salary, that budget.
Yeah.
So Myers asked for 130 to 150 million to make this movie, and it's gone back on the shelf. That is not happening for now. Now, whether that means it's back to the negotiating table and maybe we come back with something
million or something.
Half or a quarter of the
it's got to be
budget.
Salary. What else are you going to spend that money on a rom-com?
Well, unless you're literally going to explode Michael Fassbender.
Okay, I might fund it myself. That's really interesting. It happened that turned around so quickly. Announced 1 week, closed the next.
Yeah.
We'll keep your eye on it. If it gets re-announced at some point in the future, we'll be back on it for you.
Capaldi news.
Peter or Lewis?
Lewis.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you're expecting that.
I wasn't.
A trailer dropped today for Lewis Capaldi's Netflix documentary.
He's got a documentary?
Yeah, which hits Netflix next month. He launched the trailer and a new song.
Okay.
How I'm Feeling Now is both the title of both of those things.
Right.
So, he released a statement saying, when the opportunity to make a documentary came up, I was extremely hesitant. I do seem quite open about a lot of things, whether it be in interviews, on stage or on social media, which means people assume they know a lot about me and my life. But in actual fact, I tend to keep a lot of things to myself as a matter of preference. Look, say what you like about this guy's music. I quite like a couple of his songs.
I don't mind a couple of his songs.
He is a very... When I've seen him in interviews and stuff, he does come across as a very likeable, down-to-earth guy.
He's a very entertaining guy. Do you follow him on Instagram?
Yeah.
He is a very entertaining guy.
And he is quite happy to have a bit of a... Quite self-deprecating, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He comes across quite well in that sort of stuff. So, I'm not expecting huge rock star divaness, but you never know.
You never know. You really don't.
So that'll be hitting Netflix next month.
And it's called How I'm Feeling Now.
Yeah.
Cool. Keep your eye open for that. Flying through this. Next.
Netflix has won a defamation suit.
Oh, who's defamating them now?
Regarding Making a Murderer. That was a bit of a retro show.
Remember
when that was a big thing?
I do. That was really early when Netflix started making documentaries.
Last Friday, a judge ruled that the accuser, Andrew Colborne, had failed to show that Netflix, all the filmmakers of Making a Murderer, had acted with actual malice in crafting their portrayal of him. Right. He was basically a police officer involved in the case, and the judge has thrown this out because many of the statements and points made in the documentary didn't specifically talk about him.
Right.
There were comments about, how bad the police investigation was and issues with the investigation and the police, but didn't necessarily point it out to him. Colborne sort of came and say, "Oh, my life, I've been ridiculed since this came out." But the judge threw out 52 claims.
Wow.
Within the suit. 13 of the claims that Colwell made were instances of ominous music cues or graphics.
What?
Which the judge said they basically don't rise to the level of statements against you under defamation law. So when he comes on screen and the music goes, boom.
Oh, the music goes dun dun dun.
Yeah, or clown music
or Benny Hill music or something.
And also found that other statements could not be shown to be specifically about Colburn, such as a bar patron who said, "I only have one word from the cops: corruption."
Big time. Okay, so basically he's just taking offence because he was the cop who was in charge.
Yeah.
And people are slagging off cops, but they're not actually necessarily slagging him off.
Yeah.
Maybe if he'd have done his job properly.
And Netflix knows that in the edit.
Yeah, of course they do. They know what they're doing.
You know, you can't think Netflix lawyers wouldn't have absolutely fine-tooth combed this before it goes out, as with everything.
Every documentary. You don't hear of Netflix losing many defamation cases, let's put it that way.
Exactly.
And maybe if he did his job properly in the first place, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, he's trying to pounce on the
People don't make documentaries about court cases that went right, do they?
Bad news if you're a fan of Willow.
Okay.
On Disney Plus, because it's not coming back. The TV
they cut it already.
TV show has been cancelled after one season, 8 episodes.
Bloody Netflix always cancelling shows.
It's on Disney Plus.
Other companies cancel shows.
They do.
Wow.
I mean, the LGBTQ plus community, or some of them, are not very happy about this.
Why?
Because there's a sort of a lesbian relationship.
Okay.
In the show. Apparently they always get cancelled.
Oh, right.
Because there's also one in Warrior Nun.
About Heartstopper.
And
there's a couple in that.
Don't ruin the narrative.
Not ruin the narrative. Sorry.
So there has been outrage on Twitter from some people, but
I've heard it wasn't very good.
Shows are watched by a lot of people.
Yes.
And you will never make everyone happy.
Of course you won't.
But it doesn't mean that Willow was profitable and something like Disney's going to keep it on air.
I imagine they use a very similar algorithm to what Netflix uses.
I think it would be fair to say it had mixed reviews.
Yeah, I didn't hear many good reviews from it. I haven't watched it myself.
I actually like Willow
the movie.
The movie.
Yeah, the movie's fantastic.
I haven't watched the series. And I'm not going to lie to you. Now it's been cancelled. I probably won't.
One of our listeners will be very happy about that. Next,
James Gunn has
DC man
appointed a director to the new Superman movie. Oh, the Superman Legacy,
the one he's writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to know who he's given the job to?
Yes, please.
James Gunn.
He's giving it to himself.
Yeah.
In the surprise of nobody. As if he's not busy enough. He's rebooting a whole universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the time, a month or two ago, when we ran through what the first slate of DC's James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC universe is going to be.
Yeah.
Gunn said he hadn't decided whether he'd direct it or not for exactly those reasons. But on Twitter this week, he has said, just because I write something doesn't mean I feel it in my bones visually and emotionally enough to spend over 2 years directing it, especially not something of this magnitude. But the long and short of it is, I love the script, which I wrote, and I'm incredibly excited as we begin this journey. #up, up and away. Yeah.
Is that a Superman quote? I thought that was like Mighty Mouse.
So he's going to direct this movie as well as run the whole universe.
But yeah, why not?
And all the others, because he was going to help write some of those TV shows as well. Yeah.
Something tells me he's not taking his job very seriously.
I'm sure he is. But yeah,
I suppose you can't, if you're going to reboot a universe,
you want to set the tone,
tone, yeah. I suppose that's what he's doing. But
direct over someone's shoulder. But yeah.
Okay. It's going to be really interesting to see who gets that role in that film. The Superman role.
I think they'll go unknown.
I kind of hope they do, to be honest. James Gunn will probably do it himself.
I love it. Yeah, why not? Final bit of news.
Go on.
And that is the reuniting of Jack Black and the Farrelly brothers, who worked together on Shallow Hal.
Okay.
The Farrelly brothers, obviously, really well known for Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Lots of
Kingpin, all that sort of stuff. Shallow Hal. They are reuniting for a Christmas movie.
Oh, okay.
Dear Santa.
They've all got the same name, haven't they? Christmas movies.
And the synopsis is that Dear Santa focuses on a young boy who, in writing his yearly note to Santa, mixes up the letters and sends it to Satan instead. You're on board.
I'm on board now. That's
Straight
a good idea.
away.
Because I was thinking, Jack Black's just going to play Santa, but he's probably going to play both. And I really like that idea.
I think that would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Apparently, this has been on the Farrelly's radar for over a decade. They set it up at 20th Century Fox as Dear Satan, but it is now moving to Paramount. And it's going to be called Dear Santa. So even they are getting confused on what it's going to be called. Also announced for the cast, Robert Timothy Smith, Keegan-Michael Key, Brianne Howie, Hayes MacArthur, PJ Byrne, Jaden Carson Baker, Kai Ketch, and Austin Post.
Excellent.
I'd see Jack Black in both of those roles.
I do as well, and I'd quite like to see him play both, Satan and Santa.
Yeah.
And I don't really like Jack Black, but I'd see him play two roles.
He might get mentioned later on as well.
Oh, really?
So...
Cool. Any more Netflix news? Anything news?
That's the news.
That is the news. Good news. Well done. I'm impressed. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've only really watched one thing because I didn't realise I'd fallen so behind on What We Do in the Shadows, the sitcom.
I don't know if I've seen anything recently on it. Okay. Is there new stuff?
There's like 4 seasons now on Disney+.
What?
Yeah.
I think I've maybe seen one.
Yeah, well, I'd seen 2, so I've got 1 episode left of season 3, so that's what I've been watching.
Okay.
And it's great. And yeah, I'm behind the times, but I love it. Matt Berry is just...
He's always great. He's one of those guys.
So funny.
He's just always funny.
And when he just drops like, shut up, you fuck knuckle, or something like that, it just makes me laugh.
I'm going to have to get on that. I didn't realise there was that much of that. I think I might have only seen the first season of it. Yeah. Excellent. And
everyone's great. Is just awesome in it.
Yeah, of course.
You've got like Natasha Demetriou and
she's great in everything.
Yeah.
She wasn't in her brother's Netflix special.
No, she was too busy
because she was too busy doing
stuff like
that.
that.
Yeah, she was.
So that's pretty much it. I won't really mention it because it's just going to be the same every week. I've watched the this week's Mandalorian.
Okay.
I've watched one more episode of Alice in Borderland. So I'm just trying to finish those. Well, finish Alice in Borderland off. And
have you seen the first episode of the new season of Ted Lasso yet?
No.
Okay.
I've only seen one season of that. So.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah.
You've not seen season 2?
No.
Oh wow, you need to get on it.
Yeah. I don't have Apple TV at the minute, so I probably need to look at that.
Get it. There's loads of good stuff on there.
Yeah.
Because the thing I've watched this week is also on Apple TV again. So this is my third thing I've watched on it since I had it like 2 weeks ago. I watched a show called Hello Tomorrow.
Okay.
I've not finished it. I think I've got like 2 left. But I am going to because it's very good.
Oh, what is it?
It's set in what they describe as a retro-futuristic world.
Okay.
So it's basically 1950s America.
Right.
But they've got flying cars and jetpacks and all that sort of technology that people thought was going to be around in the 50s.
Like in the 50s and 60s when they did The World of Tomorrow.
Yes, basically.
But it still looks like today, just with flying cars.
But it's here now.
Yeah.
And it follows this guy or group of people who sell timeshares on the moon.
Okay.
That's their job. They sell holiday lets and timeshares on the moon. And it's about them doing that, basically. And there's twists and turns in it. There's all this really random technology. There are like half-an-hour episodes.
Yeah. There's
10 of them altogether, I think. It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
Is it like a sitcom?
No, it's like a sit drama.
Okay, fine.
There's funny bits in it.
I'm just imagining like the live-action Jetsons. I'm not going to lie.
You're pretty much not far off what it is, to be honest. Because all the people who work in the cafe, all the servers and everything are like Jetson-style robots. And it is like a live-action Jetsons. It's not... I wouldn't say it was a comedy.
Okay.
There are funny bits in it, but it is more of a drama. There's quite a dark undertone to it, which is going to all come out in the next few episodes. Hank Azaria's in it.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few faces you'll recognise in it, but it's really well worth watching.
Sweet.
It's good. I've enjoyed what I've seen. I think I've got like 2 left.
Okay.
So I've done that. I've been to cinema twice.
Nice.
I went to see Scream 6
last
Friday.
What did you think of that? You love Scream.
I love the Scream franchise, and I was not disappointed. I actually thought it was really good. It's a fun time. It's a really good addition to the story. I was expecting to find it ridiculous and over the top and stupid, and I didn't. I found it to be actually a really good Scream movie.
Okay.
It does miss Neve Campbell slightly, but only because knowing that character as well as you do, you know that she wouldn't have stayed away. And the line that they've written in is that she's stayed away to keep her family safe, which is fair enough.
But why didn't she do that the previous 5 times?
Exactly. You know that character wouldn't do that. So it does miss her slightly. But Hayden Panettiere comes back in her place in the role that I imagine that Neve Campbell would have played.
Okay.
So, yeah, I thought it was fantastic. It mirrors some of the earlier movies as well. There's lots and lots of Easter eggs in it. Loads of them. It's better than Scream 5. It might even be better than Scream 4.
Okay.
And it's definitely better than Scream 3. So it's up there with some of the best Scream movies so far. I really enjoyed it.
There you go. You could probably say 4, 5, and 6 are better than 1, 2, and 3.
4, 5, and... No, you can't say that.
The 3's not very good.
3's not very good. 1 and 2, though. 1 and 2 are magical movies. It probably goes... If I'm going to do it off the top of my head, I'm going to go 1, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Okay.
I think, off the top of my head. Just because you've just put me in that position. That's what I've done. 1, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, done. Happy. But then I went back to the cinema again on Monday.
Okay.
And I went to I mentioned A24, the movie studio earlier. They made The Whale and they made Everything Everywhere all at once. Had a very successful weekend. They've released a movie called Pearl. Or they're about to release a movie called Pearl.
About knitting?
No, it's
Oysters?
No.
I don't know.
Murderers. It's got Mia Goth in it.
Yeah.
She has helped to write it. I didn't realise at the time when I watched it that it's a prequel to a movie that came out last year.
All right.
So there's a movie called X. I don't know if you've heard of it.
It's not ringing a bell off the top of my head.
So this was filmed a few years ago, right? Just at the beginning of COVID, they started filming it, or when they were allowed to start filming it again. It came out. I think it's on Amazon Prime over here. And it's a horror.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't yet because I didn't realise that it was a prequel. This movie was a prequel because it was an unlimited screen at Cineworld. That's basically a horror movie set in the 70s. Mm-hmm. Whilst they were in their 2-week isolation period before they made X, Mia Goth and the director got together and wrote this prequel.
Okay.
And then A24 greenlit that before they'd even started filming it.
Oh, nice.
So it's a really interesting story of how this movie came to be. This movie's set in 1918. So the lead character is quite a lot younger than she would have been in the 70s.
Sure.
And she basically has dreams of superstardom. She wants to be an actress on the big screen, like a chorus girl, because that's all women were doing on the screen at that time. And it drives her insane, and she loses her mind and starts murdering people because this is what she wants, and she needs to. Wow. She's got no other choice than to kill people to get it, and she's prepared to do that.
That's really interesting.
It's really interesting. It's a really, really good film. And again, you can tell it's by the same people who make Everything Everywhere and The Whale. It's one of these stories that should be told, and is being told through these movies now. Awesome. And A24 are doing some really good stuff. And yeah, I'm going to watch X over the weekend, so I'll report back.
Like it.
But if it's anything as good as Pearl, I was happy with it.
Okay.
I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I also watched Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, okay.
I said I wouldn't.
You've got I was going to say you, but as we all have a checkered history with M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan is not my favourite director. I think that's fair to say. But I kept hearing really good things about this movie. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm going to give him a try. I'm going to give him a chance to impress me. And he did not. I did not enjoy it. I don't think it's as clever as it thinks it is. It tells a really interesting story in a really boring way.
Oh, lovely.
So, yeah. When it finished, I was like, oh, again, he's done it again. But interestingly enough, it doesn't really have a big twist at the end.
Right.
But it needed one.
Great.
So, yeah, it wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah.
But,
okay, fair enough.
High recommend on Scream 6 and Pearl, definitely.
Fine.
Anything else?
That's all I've watched.
That's all I've watched. Oh, yeah, no, that is all I've watched. Let's do some real talking, shall we? Yeah. What was this week's real talk question, Nick?
This week's real talk question was inspired by the Oscars.
Yes.
And inspired by Brendan Fraser and Ke-Huy Quan. Who next year do you want to see follow that trajectory and make an Oscar-winning comeback?
Yeah.
Now, we kind of said you don't need to base this on actually what movies are upcoming.
No.
Just go nuts.
Just go nuts.
Who do you want to see
come back
to the big time?
Who don't you see anymore that you want to see more of?
Yeah.
Basically. Did we get any responses?
We had some really interesting responses in the Discord, which is still popping off. So I'm going to have to, right now, so I'll have to do it on the fly.
Do it on the
fly.
fly.
A little bit, but that's fine. Yeah, we had some interesting answers, and I think this is one that really had to made people have to go away and have a think about it. So
it wasn't an easy answer. It just took me ages to come up with a couple.
Ross Cook in the Discord has played the start for 10 of Corey Feldman.
Good answer.
Another
Goonie. Another Goonie. Let's get all the Goonies Oscars by 2030. That's what I want. All of them.
One every year.
One every year.
I think, has Brolin already got one?
I don't think
I can't remember.
I don't think he has. I don't know what you're talking.
But yeah, that might be one you can cross off already. But I can't remember. Corey Feldman. Russ says Hollywood destroyed his young life. He's one of the first who spoke about awful things that happen. If he got Everywhere, Everything, All at Once type film, it would be amazing.
I would love to see Corey Feldman standing on that stage with an Oscar in his hand would be amazing. Brolin incidentally doesn't have an Oscar. He's been nominated once for Milk, but he never won it. He didn't win it.
Samuel Hollins in the Discord has gone with, I think, quite a good suggestion I could actually see happening, and that's Henry Thomas.
But yeah, that's a great suggestion.
Who obviously probably most famous for being the kid in E.T., but he works a lot with Mike Flanagan.
He's had a bit of a career resurgence because of Flanagan recently, hasn't he? But
and you could see him. He's one of Flanagan's got a lot of Lucky Charms, but
yes, he is.
Henry Thomas is one of them. And that's not beyond the realms of possibility.
No, it's not at all. I'd love to see Mike Flanagan get one.
Yeah,
it's not just completely off topic, but Flanagan gets Best Director for Henry Thomas's Best Actor
in the Dark Tower movie.
Stephen King gets one for writing. I'm up for that. Let's do it.
Smileyson in the Discord has got Mara Wilson.
That's a really good answer as well. I was quite impressed.
I follow her on Twitter. She's a really good follow on Twitter. You would probably know her from Mrs. Doubtfire, or the lead role in Danny DeVito's Matilda.
Yeah, she was a young child actress in the 90s when she was in all those sort of things. That's a good answer.
Great answer. My first nomination, but this is not my official choice, was Christian Slater.
Yeah,
because I was just like, where's
Christian Slater gone? It's a good, very good question.
He had a lot of charisma about him.
Yeah, he really did.
Don't know. We still don't really know what's happened to him, other than a bit of voice work and a few dodgy horror movies. But yeah, why not?
He's in that new Netflix thing that's coming soon.
Yes, the dodgy horror movie,
Chupacabra thing. I think it's more of a kids thing.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. You accidentally suggested John Cusack.
Yeah,
because you thought that's who I was talking about.
I genuinely did, but it's also not a bad answer.
It isn't a bad answer.
I've always got John Cusack and Christian Slater mixed up, and it's just one of those little things in my brain.
Definitely I don't think they look alike, but the time period of them being famous kind of overlaps.
Yeah, it really does.
So I don't. Yeah, I can kind of see.
Smileyton didn't put it in the Discord, but he did say to me that he was going to suggest Billy Zane. And I was like, we can't talk about Billy Zane again.
I thought maybe Jack Black.
Yeah,
he might have a serious role in him, but now he's going to go and play Satan and Santa, so maybe not.
I don't think Jack Black wants to do serious stuff.
No, I don't think so.
I think there might be a point in his career in the future where he will, but he doesn't appear to want to at the minute.
Wayne in the Discord has got a great answer.
Go on.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, stole that. I had that in my pocket all week. I was like, I'm going to definitely say Rick Moranis. It's a great answer. And then he just came in today at the last minute with it. Yeah, no, Rick Moranis was going to be my answer. It's a great answer.
He famously retired.
Yeah, he did.
To look after his wife, who I think later passed away, and raise his young children. And just
I can see
living
it
a
in
lovely
my mind.
life in Canada.
I can see Rick Moranis standing on stage holding an Oscar in my mind. It would just be wonderful to see. He's coming back. He's going to make another Honey, I Shrunk the Kids film, isn't he? Oh, that's the plan.
There is
a plan in the works.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually happens. But yeah, that is a rumor that's been around for a while.
I'm up for it.
Sam came back with Kelly Marie Tran.
I don't know who that is.
She was in.
I do know who that is. She's been in one of our films on the show.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about her.
She got absolutely taken down for the having the absolute nerve to get herself cast in a Star Wars film.
Right. Okay.
And being Asian.
Right. The Star Wars fans went after it. Yeah. That wonderful fandom.
Yeah, exactly.
Over there.
Yeah.
It's a good answer. She was in XOXO. She's of this parish.
Yeah. Smileyson says Mike Myers.
Nah. No thanks.
Well, I can't believe he didn't win like all the awards for the Pentaveret this year.
He was in Bohemian Rhapsody and that won a few Oscars. So
that's true.
That's about as close as
he
he's
was
going
close
to
to an Oscar.
Yeah.
He was close to an Oscar winner.
Yeah, I think that's his close. He's in an Oscar-winning movie.
Ross says, "Oh, I'd absolutely watch a legitimate drama if he did it in the style of The Clumps, where he plays all the characters.
All the characters in a legit, not funny drama.
Yeah,
I can see it. The thing is, you can't now. So now this has happened this year with Brendan Fraser. You can't come out and say that never happened because you would have said it this time.
Yeah, you probably
this
would.
time last year. You would have said it about Brendan Fraser.
Would.
You're not going to say Brendan Fraser's going to come back and win an Oscar. You never would have called it.
Yeah,
I think it's I think it's one of the best Hollywood stories.
It's great. It
really
is great. That's it for the suggestions. I mean, I've got 3 suggestions.
Okay,
so I'm going to take the dick move and nominate 3 people because I can't decide.
Do it. I've got 2. So
between them, I'm going Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay.
She was at one point one of the biggest stars in the world.
She really was, yeah absolutely.
You think how big Buffy the Vampire Slayer was?
Yeah.
And again, just drifted off to do the family thing, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But, I think it's a good comeback story there.
She's one of those people I didn't even realise she'd gone away until you just said it. And I'm like, yeah, she's not been around for ages.
Yeah.
Good
Buffy
answer.
the Vampire Slayer and Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Buffy was... People don't realise how big Buffy was.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a huge show.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one nomination.
Go on.
My other one is a bit of a wild card, but I'd just like to see this guy do one more thing. I know he's been retired for years. One more amazing role. You can see him getting the Oscar, and that's it. Off into the sunset. Gene Hackman.
Oh, wow. Is Gene Hackman still alive?
Yes.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Again, sort of quietly retired. And
he's got to be old.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He's like really old.
Yeah. Really old. Just be a nice story. And
it would be.
My third one.
Like the Judd Hirsch kind of role.
An absolutely ridiculous suggestion.
Both of mine are ridiculous, so that's fine.
Is, can you imagine the headlines if Charlie Sheen managed to nail a serious Oscar-winning role?
Winning? No, I can't imagine the headlines. That is very out of left field. That is never going to happen. I think I can safely say that in this case.
Me too. But I'd love it.
I know I should just said we should never say that, but I think you can be pretty certain on that one. I think he might have burnt quite a few bridges this time. Good answers.
Okay.
I've got a really, really random one for you, straight out of left field. Whatever happened to Judge Reinhold?
Judge Reinhold. I don't know.
Judge Reinhold was in every 80s family movie.
Yeah.
And then he just disappeared.
Beverly Hills Cop.
I'll tell you what happened to him. He got arrested at an airport for having some drugs in his possession.
Okay,
and then cancelled himself. Because he actually got away with it. He was cleared of all charges.
Right.
But then just retired and didn't ever go back to acting. But I remember thinking because I looked him up because I watched the Santa Claus over Christmas this year and he's in that. And I looked him up and I was like, where did he ever go? So that's one of my... Imagine the headlines if Judge Reinhold came back and won an Oscar. I'm up for it.
Wasn't he in Arrested Development where he did a judging show?
Yeah, I think he was.
It was just called Judge Reinhold.
I think you're right. I think he was. This one, though, if this lady ever did make a comeback, I mean, it's never going to happen. She's quite old now and a little bit mental. But the story if Shelley Duvall came back and won an Oscar.
Oh, amazing.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall was making a horror movie this year.
Is she?
Yes.
Oh.
Horror movies never won Best Actor, Best Film. There's never been a horror movie that's won Best Film.
That's a good shout.
And Shelley Duvall in the main role.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall's my answer, I think.
Okay. Good answer. That's a really good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that one.
I did as well.
It was a bit of a brain twister. I had to reach into some. It's difficult when you go, who don't I remember?
It's exactly right. It's like, you're right. Who don't I remember? I think we've mostly picked good people there.
Yeah.
If we're keeping this...
There's definitely some interesting comeback stories across those suggestions.
Maybe not Charlie Sheen, but I think we've picked
I just want to see that for the chaos.
People. Yeah. Like, can you imagine that Oscar ceremony? Yeah. Good. It was a really good real talk. I was worried that we hadn't had many answers, but the answers we did get were high quality.
Yes.
So, yeah. Good ones.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. If you want to get involved in the real talks, They're always on the socials and they're always in the Discord. Come into the Discord a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So check them out in there. Right, we're 45 minutes in. We've got a little bit more time. Have we got anything else we need to do?
I've got a game.
We haven't played a Nick game for so long.
I know.
We used to do these quite often back in the day.
And
I've missed them.
The reason I've got a game is that this Thursday we're going to watch a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Called Tramps.
Tramps, we are.
It's a one-word movie title.
Yes.
Which I don't think we get
very many
often. But we've got one this week with Tramps.
It's our second one of this season.
So I thought we could have a little game based around that.
But one-word movie titles?
No.
Okay.
It's similar. I thought I'd get my own back on you because every week you ask me for a one-word review.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is give you a one-word description of a movie, and you have to tell me which movie it is.
Oh, Jesus.
So we're reversing it a little bit.
One word?
Yeah.
Is it like a one word, like your one word reviews are 10 words sometimes?
No, they're all one word.
So I get one word.
As you know, I religiously stick to format.
So you're going to give me one word and I'm going to tell you what the movie is?
Yes, but there's a twist.
Okay.
They're all bottom of the stream movies.
Oh, Jesus.
And I will warn you, there's some deep cuts in here.
Oh, wow.
So, for example...
Get my bottom of the stream memory banks going.
If I said to you, and this is just a normal movie, forget about bottom of the stream stuff.
Yeah.
I said to you, shark.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Jaws.
Correct.
Okay.
If I said shark and we were talking about bottom of the stream movies, what would you say?
Bait.
Correct.
Yes.
That's the
example.
Second.
That was the second movie we ever did, Bait. So
yeah.
If I can remember that far back, I should be all right.
So,
it's also one of the most memorable movies we've done. It's one of the shortest episodes, maybe. That episode's only 26 minutes long.
I know.
I don't know how we did that.
We didn't do any of this news and...
Well, we didn't, no, but we just waffle for 26 minutes
stuff.
now.
Okay. I'm excited.
I'm excited
for this. I don't have a name for it. Let's come up with a name for it. Word. That's what this game's called.
Bottom of the word.
No, just word.
Okay.
It's one word.
One word. One word review.
So I'll give you the description. You tell me what movie I'm talking about. Ready? I've got 10.
Okay.
Photo booth.
I know instantly the movie.
Yes, but also you have to remember the title of the movie. That's the problem.
Oh my God, what is that movie called? It was about a time-travelling photo booth that could reset time.
It was.
It got one of the Amell brothers in. Robbie Amell, I think, is in it. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what it's called.
I'll give it to you because I know you know.
I do know.
It's When We First Met.
I don't think that was ever coming.
Okay.
That was a long time ago.
It was. Poker.
Win It All.
Correct.
Yes. Season 2 finale.
Nuclear.
Nuclear?
Mm.
Nuclear? Have we ever done a nuclear war film? Nuclear. Don't know.
It's an old movie.
An old movie?
Yeah.
Night of the Comet?
Close. Miracle Mile.
Oh, of course, Miracle Mile.
Yeah.
Good film.
Submarine.
Dark Water.
Blackwater.
Dark Water's a documentary. Blackwater.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not Rob Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme and the other guy, Dolph Lundgren.
Wrestling.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Wrestling. Oh. First match?
Correct.
Yes.
Good
I
stuff.
was thinking professional wrestling, but that's about like Greco-Roman wrestling.
It's like high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school wrestling. Strippers.
Oh, the zombie oil zombies.
Yes, the oil zombies.
The oil zombies. Peelers.
Correct.
Where they throw the baby off the motorbike at the end.
Yeah. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. The Bigfoot movie. It's got a really long title. The man who killed Hitler and the Bigfoot.
Oh, I was thinking of that. I was thinking of Pottersville, but I'll give you that. Okay. Yeah, I forgot we'd done two Bigfoot
movies. Oh, Pottersville and...
3 left. Hammer.
Hammer?
Yeah.
Hammer? Do I remember a movie about a hammer?
I know at least one person is shouting at you right now.
Do I remember a movie about a hammer? Was it... John Henry.
Correct.
Oh, did you see my brain working then? I can smell the smoke. Terry Crews, that was.
I think I got you a bit of a softer ending here.
Okay.
Rapture.
End of the world. That's the one we did not long ago. The Giver. That was about the rapture, wasn't it? Rapture. Nerve. That was about the rapture as well.
I can't believe you're not getting this straight away. It's literally the easiest one. This is a gimme.
Rapture?
Yeah. You literally watched every movie in this series of movies.
What?
Don't make me say it.
There's a series of movies?
Yes.
What? I don't know it.
Left Behind.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. That's bad. I should have remembered. I have watched like 7 movies called Left Behind as well.
And
that was not coming.
I can't believe you didn't get that, and you got first match. Finally, Surfing.
SPF 18.
Correct.
Great movie.
Well
One
done.
of the best movies
You
we've
did
ever
really
done.
well there.
Thank you. We didn't keep count.
The obvious one. I think you got all but 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think so.
I would say that's a good result. I enjoyed that.
I'm going to do that quiz for you next week.
What, that same quiz?
Same quiz.
Yeah, okay, fine. Bring it on. I'm not scared.
I'm going to test your knowledge of bottom of the stream movies. We've done a lot now.
Yeah, we have.
200 at the end of this season.
Yeah.
It's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
An awful lot of movies.
We're on the road to 1K.
We are indeed. To 1K?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Why not? I'm up for it. Do 50 a year.
We'll be able to, like, just live talk podcasting straight into people's brains.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, by then we'll be able to get an AI to do that for us and we'll just reap the rewards. I think you could probably do that now.
But the problem is there will all be AI movies as well.
Yeah.
And then
the AIs are reviewing their AIs.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting back like Wall-E, getting in our little chairs
Exactly.
and move on our own. Should we talk a little bit about this week's movie?
Yeah, come
I know
back
we've just briefly talked
here
about it.
on Thursday and we will talk about Tramps, which is my wildcard pick for this season.
Yes, it is your wildcard pick.
And we'll find out what we thought of it.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting
I've got
one, I think.
questions.
I've got a lot of questions on this. Mainly, why did you pick this movie? But yeah, I've got a few questions on this one. It's an interesting film.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, come back and we'll talk about Tramps.
We'll talk about Tramps. It isn't about Tramps, but we'll talk about them anyway. Yeah, come back on Thursday for that and next Monday for another episode of The Wave.
Cheers.
Bye.